Hey guys, what's up? It's Pat from PopularMMOs.com, and I'm doing a first look video for Vindictus, a free fantasy MMORPG with an action-style combat. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the character creation, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this game in general. And right here are the characters that you can choose.
Evie is a magician-type character that uses alchemy.
As you can see, there's a
she
little thing that tells you about the
who
characters.
prefer to cast magic from a distance.
So this is the magic character. And that's pretty helpful that they have little videos to show you which character to choose.
Lon is a warrior-type character who dual-wields.
So that's a dual-wielding warrior-type character.
Karak is a giant warrior who wields
a guy with a huge two-handed weapon, and this would be
Fiona
a tank
is a
character. So let's go with the huge two-handed weapon.
Karak is a giant
and we'll start with this, and you can't pick different genders with those classes, so you just have to go with what they got. That's pretty much the only downfall I see. And right here, the game starts with a really long cutscene and some interesting scenes with some storyline, but we're just going to cut through that so I can actually show you some of the gameplay. But it's actually worth watching if you start a character. So once you get past the prologue, you'll start right here talking to this girl. And all the NPCs in this game are actually going to be in buildings like this. You're actually not going to be able to see them. And the game actually doesn't have a huge world to explore. This is one of those games where there's lots of dungeons, but you can't really explore much. And here's the character creation. As you can see, the character models actually look pretty cool and pretty realistic looking. So let's see what we can change here. So you can change the expressions on his face, how he looks. And you can change the stance he's in. And here's some sample outfits. They're going to show what the gear might look like in the game. And they're pretty awesome looking. Alright, so let's change some of the stuff. And the character creation, there aren't too many options, but there's some to go with. Let's change the height, make him as big as we can. And there's a few different hairstyles. And some of these are actually going to be like off the item wall, and that's one of the problems in the game, because this is a free game, so there's going to be an item wall. But it's not too big of a deal. It doesn't really impact the game too much. You could also change the hair color. Let me go back to a hair so we can actually show you it. And these ones with the stars are the ones that you have to use the item wall for. But we're going to go with bald anyway. And this is pretty much all you can do. But the character models look pretty good, and the gear in the game looks pretty awesome. So let's get started. Okay, I got to choose a character name. Let's get started now. So as you can see, there's an exclamation point above her head, which is going to be the quest in the game, which it's like in most games. So she's about to give us a quest. And they're going to give us a couple people to talk to right at the beginning. And it's nothing really important, so I'm going to skip through that stuff so I can show you guys some of the gameplay. One thing I want to mention, guys, is this game can get pretty laggy because this all pretty much takes place in one town, so there's always going to be tons of people around. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to change the channel that you're in. I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first thing you guys want to do is hit escape, and that's going to bring your cursor up, and you see this channel thing in the top right of the screen. If you're laggy, you're going to want to switch to a channel with not too many people, and since you have a choice of 200, there should easily be able to find one with not too many people that isn't laggy. So go with something like 95, and it'll just switch you right there. And as you can see, there's no one around now, and the game is completely lagless. Okay guys, so now I got a quest that's going to show us some combat, but before I go out there to start fighting, I want to show you how you upgrade your skills in this game real quick. So in this building, it says skill training, and there's going to be different skills that you can upgrade. And you're going to need AP to do that, and you're going to get that from completing the dungeons. And this game is based on dungeons, so that's pretty much what you're going to be doing most of the time. So after you do the dungeons, you'll build up some AP, and you'll spend it on the kind of moves that you want to improve. And that's pretty much it to the skills. Once you want to go do some dungeons, you're going to head north of town, and that's going to be to the dock, and that's where you're going to find groups. And it's pretty easy to find a group. You're just going to go up to this section called Battle Quests, click on this, and you can either check to see if there's a party already formed. You can check it in normal, hard, and hero mode to see if there's already a group formed, and if there's not, then just create your own. And the cool thing about quests in this, about the dungeons, is that you can complete the dungeons in normal, hard, or hero mode. So if it's too easy, you can try in hard mode. And hard mode doesn't actually give you more experience, but it does give you better more drops, so that's a reason to do it. And so we're going to choose the one that we need to do, which is Mercenary Training Camp. And it says Oath of Honor, none, and I'm going to show you what Oath of Honor is. If you click on one of these, it's going to give you a chance to earn some more points by completing it in a certain way. For example, this one, if you complete it with 2 or fewer players, you get 20 points. Within 5 minutes, you get 25 points. And you have to choose a certain one that you want to go by before you do it. So that's another way to get some extra points when you do it. So you always want to choose one of those. And this is just the beginning tutorial one, so there isn't really any choices. So we'll just go with hard mode, be a little bit harder, and we'll just create party. Once you create the party, it's going to put you on this dock next to the boat, and that's pretty much supposed to be the boat that you take there. And your mailbox is also available, and there's a shop available if you want to buy some stuff before you go. But when you want to get started, you just hit the start button, and it'll a little scene will happen, and then you'll get started with the dungeon. Alright, now guys, we're in the dungeon, so I could show you a little bit more about the game. And what's cool about this game is it does have action combat, and where you can attack and you can dodge attacks and stuff like that. But also you can actually destroy things like around you. Like for example, this stuff, you can destroy it, and you can even use stuff to fight with. You can pick up, like for example, a box like this, and you see the enemies there, you can just throw it at them. So you can use different things in your environment to fight, which is pretty cool. And the combat's going to be pretty simple. Left click is going to be for doing a regular attack, and right click is going to be a different attack that you have. Spacebar is going to be your move to dodge, and I would assume if you're a tank class, I believe it is to block. And to pick stuff up, it's going to say get, and you just have to E. And this is going to be looting something, so it's going to give you a piece of loot. So the combat in this game is pretty cool. It's a lot different than most games, and that's an important thing, because that's pretty much all you're going to be doing in this game. Because there's pretty much no world to explore in this game. You're pretty much going to spend all your time doing dungeons. And one of the good things about that, though, is it's going to be really easy to find groups for dungeons, because people don't really have much else to do. And the game does have a little bit of PvP. It has like a type of battleground in it, but it's not really that popular. So you're really going to be spending most of your time doing dungeons and raids and stuff like that. So if you really enjoy dungeons and stuff, and you're not too into PvP, this is probably a good game for you, because the combat is pretty interesting. You're going to get some other moves that involve using different parts of your keyboard, different moves and stuff, and you can like throw stuff. Let me see. If I hit 3, you can do all kinds of stuff. And right here it's showing me how to kick. So the game does a good job explaining to you how to do certain things, especially right at the beginning of the game. So you shouldn't really get too confused in this game. And what I meant to hit before was F, which is what makes you throw things. 3 is going to be to repair your armor. Sometimes you're going to be fighting tough boss monsters that can actually break your armor right in the middle of the battles. And the boss monsters are pretty intense in this. I'm going to just go through the rest of this just so I can show you guys the boss monster now. Alright guys, so I'm actually at the boss fight now, and there's going to be lots of bosses to fight in these places. And some of the places, they always end with a boss fight, but some places are going to have multiple bosses to fight. And when you guys beat the boss, it's going to do a little scene like this, and then there's going to be a bunch of loot on the ground for you to pick up, because every dungeon is going to end with experience, and it's going to end with getting a bunch of loot. So you want to pick all that stuff up, and if you see those little crystals on the ground, those are going to recover your health. So you're going to want to do that after you finish the dungeons, just so you can get your health back normal, so you can get into more of these. One other thing I wanted to mention, guys, is that there's also traps and stuff in dungeons that you're going to have to avoid. So that doesn't happen until after a couple of the dungeons, but it's a pretty interesting part of the game, and it makes the dungeons a lot more fun to have stuff like that in it. So after you pick up the stuff, it's going to say the battle's cleared. It's going to say all the experience you got and the stuff you did, your time, and stuff like that. And that's pretty much all I want to show you guys for the first look. I'm going to be putting out a features video soon showing some of the higher level content in the game. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe to my channel and check out PopularMMOs.com. See you guys.